Walking on water isn't typically real, but riding a bike on water just became very real. Have a look for yourself. This guy from India was recorded riding his bike down on a plank and right into the water, and it didn't drown. What's going on? People who watched the video had different opinions. Some said it was a stunt. Others suggested the guy had supernatural powers. But let me know what you think of this water-riding bike. Steel dog. This clip recorded by a man in his apartment building has been making rounds on the internet. When he arrived home, he saw his neighbor's dog standing eerily still. Very still. No movement at all. He cautiously approached and saw its tail move. And when he patted the dog, it finally moved. Was it stuck with a glitch? Or had the dog just noticed something? As they are known to sense things humans are unable to see. Invisible opponent. A man was chilling in his apartment when he noticed a very strange sight out of his window on the road. A guy out there seemed to be in a fight, but where was the opponent? There was no one on the road with him, and he seemed to be shooting punches in the air. The fight went on for some time, and then he talked to the invisible opponent. When he asked around the neighborhood about the guy, he found out that the man suffered from a psychological disease called schizophrenia, where the patient hallucinates situations not really happening in real life. Carjacked.
I turned around, saw him, ran around to my driver's side of the car, realized he was attempting to start my car.
Watch this woman jumping on the hood of a car, and then not even moving as the car started. Has she lost her mind? Well, let me tell you that this was actually a case of carjacking, and the woman is the owner of the car trying to save her vehicle. Let's take a look from the very start of the footage. The woman was filling up gas into her car when a black car pulled up and a guy suddenly entered the driver's seat. But the woman wasn't having any of it and instantly jumped to save her car. And she successfully saved the car as the guy eventually got out and ran away in the same black car he came in.
Were you terrified at all? Not really. For whatever reason, I was not going to have that.
Spooky pamphlets. 2 bookstore workers were closing up for the day when a couple of pamphlets fell from the shelf. Initially, the duo didn't even pay much attention to it because they thought the woman must have knocked over the bookshelf on her way. But then, the other worker decided to clean up the mess, only for a couple of more pamphlets to fly down. This was enough to spook the duo out, who quickly decided this wasn't their mess to deal with. Smart decision on their part, but I'd quit if I knew I worked with a ghost. Floating humanoid. At first glance, the video may not catch your attention, but there's a hidden surprise. While on a tour to the mountaintop, they captured what appeared to be a human-like figure with a distinct head, shoulders, arms, and legs. What made it even stranger was its immense size. Usually such distant figures are tiny dots, but this one stood out like a giant. On top of that, it seemed to be floating. Locals mentioned seeing this giant before, and the last person who spotted it vanished mysteriously. So, if you're out hiking, do not keep an eye out for these eerie floating giants.